My name is Eric from Support Adventure, and in this video we're going to talk about MSP tech burnout. I've got Alex here, who's one of our contract managers, and before you worked on a help desk and you felt pretty burnt out sometimes. How did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, something that I tell our clients, what makes Support Adventure a little bit different is a lot of the internal team came from a help desk background that worked with MSPs before, and we have experienced these issues firsthand. So we know what our techs are feeling, and we try to structure everything in a way where they don't feel that anymore.
Yeah, we coach our clients to set up an environment so that it doesn't burn techs out. But in this video, we're gonna tell you what might stress a tech out, burn them out eventually, and sort of put you inside their head, and so you can adapt, either you're a tech who can resonate with this, you're an MSP service desk manager or owner who wants to make a better place to work so you can have stable placements in your organization that last for years. That's the name of the game, and that's what we specialize in at Support Adventure. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about point number one, the endless stream of tickets.
I mean, there's nothing more disheartening than logging on in the morning and having
after ticket, after ticket,
massive queue of tickets.
Ticket.
It is killing. I mean, you get onto the desk, you close about 3-4 tickets, and when you look again, there are 10 more. And it's just this endless stream of tickets rolling in one after the other. And it feels like you can't get to the surface. You're drowning, and as much as you're trying to get to the surface, to take a breath, it feels impossible.
You know, this can be because the MSP is understaffed. It can be because the MSP is not actually proactively looking at how to prevent too many tickets from coming in the help desk. It can be because the MSP just has sold a bunch of really wacky technologies to the client or agreed to support existing technologies that should have no business, business being there. So, I mean, there's lots of reasons for this, but you have to make sure that the load on your techs is actually reasonable.
Yes, 100%. I think that understaffed thing is a real key player in this regard. When you grow, you're happy, you're getting more clients, you're earning more money, but those techs that you have, you have to grow your tech team as well. Those techs that you have can't keep up with that increased workload. So your tech staff needs to grow with the company. The more clients you onboard, the more techs that you need to onboard as well.
And if it's all day tickets every day, then chances are you are understaffed, and the people are not going to be happy because they're not growing if they're doing the same stuff every day under pressure, you know? If you let it breathe a little bit more, hire a couple more people, give them some other tasks, auxiliary tasks that can further their education in certain key technologies and stuff like that, housekeeping with documentation, then your whole structure will be better because people will spend less time panicking about not finding the documentation if people proactively put in time to get the documentation over. So if your people are stressed out, you need more people.
Exactly.
And we can help with that. The next one is PTSD. So we call it PTSD. Usually, in this case, it would be phone trauma stress disorder. You know, because if you're working on a ticket, every time the phone rings, you stiffen up because it's essentially a game. You're wondering if you should answer it. If you're getting unscreened calls from clients as you're a tech working on tickets, well, you know, if you're sitting there doing nothing, it's fine. But if you're already working on a ticket, it's going to cause a moment of should I answer it? You know, like what is this call going to be? Is it going to be another cold call, or is it actually an issue that needs to be dealt with now, like a server down, or is it going to be actually like something that could wait until later? And I'm distracted from this very important issue just because I'm on a ring group and the phone's ringing.
I mean, this can be easily resolved with a dispatcher or a triage tech or somebody that's dedicated to answering the phones. You don't want to distract your techs. They what's making the wheels turn in the business and closing the tickets and earning the company money at the end of the day.
Yep. I mean, people are like, our technicians answer the phone, and that's how we give the clients the best service. Is it really? Is having someone who diverting from a task that they're already doing to handle an unscreened, untriaged and sort of random call that could not even be from a client. Is that how you give people the best service? To jump text into situations from one situation to another when they don't know what they're jumping into or what they're going to have to deal with? Is that really the best service? Yeah, maybe if you've got a bunch of people, an office full of people, or a bunch of remote people sitting there watching TikTok videos.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, and they finally get a call and they can help the person with their full undivided attention and they're actually excited about it. Yeah, great. Yeah, have your text answer the calls because they're doing nothing. But assuming that you don't have people sitting around doing nothing, somebody's job should actually be to screen those calls and not throw the text into whatever the phone may have on the other end.
100%. I mean, at the end of the day, majority of the calls that are coming in are not emergencies, and they should be going to an email or to the ticketing system and being dealt with at a later date. I mean, if something comes in and it's an emergency, 100%, then it's worth taking that call. But if it's not worth the distraction.
Yeah, so I remember when I started this business, one summer, some people took holiday, and I was doing 3 jobs at once, 3 MSP jobs at the same time. One of them was part-time, one of them was dispatch, and no, 2 of them were part-time, one of them was dispatch. But people would tend to call around the same time, which was like, 9:30 in the morning. And so during those calls, I'd be on a call, the phone would ring, and I would have to pick up another call, and my body would just tense up because, but I stayed on it, but it was only 1 month. If I had to do that for a long time, answering calls while I'm on calls, working tickets while I'm on tickets, taking a break from another ticket, I mean, it just would have led, to me not want to do the job.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways that you can make people want to do the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see the trend here. It's all about how the information comes to them, how they're sort of managed, how their time is managed for them by somebody else. One of the worst things that we see is chat escalations. It's like a sea of chat escalations where stuff floats by you. And how does it feel when you get that when you're trying to focus on something else?
It's overwhelming because you're trying to put out one fire and you're making progress, and you look over at chat and there's just endless emergencies coming through and escalations coming through. And how do you split your time up? What do you do first? Do you focus on the ticket at hand, or do you assist on chat and try resolve something that came through that, yes, it might be time crucial, but is it as important as what you're focusing on at the moment?
Yeah.
And again, this comes down to having a good escalation process in place, having the dispatcher handling the escalations that are coming through.
Yeah, with full notes from the technician handing it over and all that sort of stuff. I mean, chat escalations, especially if they're done in an unstructured way. Hey, does anybody know this password? It's look on IT Glue, like all that sort of. You're making it too easy for people to escalate things. You're making it too easy for people to not take ownership of issues. And you should make it slightly more rigorous to write complete escalation notes on the ticket, and then pass that on to someone else with full notes, so it doesn't come back to them, hey, what did you do here? No, you wrote what you did, and then you escalated. You're transferring the ownership. Whereas like the chat escalation leads to this sort of nebulous group ownership where nobody really
takes responsibility, takes ownership of those tickets coming in.
And that's it.
Yes, there's going to be some tickets that come in that are going to be a little bit more complex. Maybe it's a Karen of a client or something. No one really wants to work on those tickets. So that comes in on chat. No one's going to say, okay, I'll take that ticket. I'll take ownership of that. And that just is a roll-on effect. Now that client's getting more and more upset because the issue's not getting resolved in a timely manner. It doesn't work unless you have something in place where technicians are forced to take ownership of the tickets that they get assigned to.
That's right. And yeah, a lot of the client complaints will often lead to something, or in general, like middle management sort of swooping in like a seagull. And we call it like seagull management, where you swoop in, poop on everything, and then fly away. And this is, there's lots of, the owner can do this too, of course. It's not just middle management, but, it's like when a client complains and, somebody comes and looks at the ticket. Do they actually look at the full story of what you've done? Do they listen to you about how you're working on it and stuff like that? Hopefully. But a lot of the time, techs will be burnt out by management being too sensitive to client complaints and escalations that go from the client to them rather than internally how an escalation should go if you have a good escalation policy.
Exactly.
I can't solve this. I'm going to escalate it in the structured way so that my superior or the owner of the company or whoever it is can view it when they have time to look at it if it's not urgent, and they know about it as soon as possible if it's an urgent issue that you know that they would like to hear about.
100%.
So, yeah.
Look, a lot of the times, the cases of burnout that we hear comes from being micromanaged.
Yeah.
And it's not fun to be in that
And
position.
the shifting goalpost of,
Yes.
of what to do. You know, this person made noise, this client made noise, and therefore we're going to bend our SOPs to
Exactly.
sort of like please them right now just because they're complaining because the SOPs aren't well defined anyways.
I mean, if you bend your SOPs for that client, they're going to expect that type of service going forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then having middle management kind of come in and say, well, why aren't you doing it like this? And you don't have a dog in that fight in the sense of saying like, oh, well, I was following the procedure and now they wanted to change it. And like Eric said, it's the endless shifting goalposts.
Yeah, so the reason you should have a well-defined set of standard operating procedures, how to escalate tickets, how to deal with clients, how to grade the issues, how urgent they are, and how you respond based on that is so the techs do not constantly have to decide and prioritize and make up new rules for how they're going to deal with stuff based on, you know, the amount of noise the client's making, their perceived importance of the issue, all that sort of stuff. You know, you want to build a system that tells them what to do in these situations, or else they'll just be constantly wasting their energy trying to decide and please people, and especially please you as their manager.
Exactly. And then finally, a big point is growth.
Yeah.
Is there a solid roadmap in place that techs know, okay, cool, if I achieve these goals in this time period, there's going to be some growth? Are they getting recognized for the work they're doing and
Are
the
they
effort they're putting in?
recognized for the attributes that maybe they could someday, you know, they look like the sort of person who could someday rise to be a service desk manager, for example. Or maybe they're going to be a level 3 infrastructure project manager, tech, and maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe you want to pass on the company to someone. You know, what's the vision here? Is it just, I've got a job, you're working on the job, and that's it?
I mean, imagine how disheartening it would be to just feel that, oh, I'm going to be stuck in this level 2 position for the rest of my life.
And this service desk is a mess, and I'm stressed out every day, and I don't know what to do, and I have no clear guidelines on how to do my job properly, so I'm winging it every day, and I'm getting distracted by all this stuff. People are stressed out, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, burnout central.
Yeah.
And so if you're a tech watching this, I want you to know that not all MSPs are like this. And if you're an MSP owner watching this, I want you to know that your MSP does not need to be like this.
Yeah. I mean, at Support Adventure, we help our techs find the best MSPs where there is structure in place, where you're going to be treated like an actual person and not a machine. And we try to coach our MSP clients to follow good standards, good SOPs, and have the structure in place so your techs don't feel this burnout. So yeah, I mean, if you want to find out more, you can go to our website at supportadventure.com if you want to become a client and book a call. Let's have a chat. Let's see how we can assist you. And if you're a tech and you're wanting to start working remotely and experience what a great MSP is like, go to our website, sign up to become a contractor, and hopefully we can chat soon.
All right, thanks a lot, guys, and see you in the next video.
Cheers.